Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another interesting topic in Vedic astrology today. And today we'll be discussing about a very unique topic. And this topic is unique because it considers a very sensitive issue in society, which has been debated over the last, I'm guessing, maybe thousands of years. That who is your real father? Now, there could be two situations which could give legitimacy or illegitimacy to a child who's born. One situation is when a man, although he's married, he goes out and makes a relationship with another woman and has a child through her while he is married. Okay, so then in that situation, the child may not be considered legitimate as per the norms of society. So that's one situation, and the society knows about it, that this lady has delivered a child of somebody else. And another situation is when the society does not even know about it, meaning which a woman may be married to a man, and while she's married to a man, she goes out and makes another relationship with another man, okay, and gets pregnant and delivers the child. And the situation could be that her husband, her legitimate husband, even does not know whether the child is his or not, or the society does not even know whether the child is his or not. So these are two different situations, but in both these situations, one thing is common, that the child may not be considered legitimate. Okay, in one situation the society does not know about it, another situation the society knows about it, that the child is not legitimate. So I don't want to use the word illegitimate or not legitimate, because of course every child is a gift of God, and if he's born out of a man and a woman in union, then he should not be considered illegitimate. He's legitimate. But I'm just talking based on what the society norms are in this day and age, or were for the last hundreds or thousands of years. Okay, so the ancient scriptures have described very clearly about situations where a good astrologer can look at the person's chart and be able to figure out whether the child is legitimate or not. Once again, I don't like the word illegitimate. I feel children are a gift of God, but I'm talking illegitimate just based on the norms of society. Okay, so a good astrologer can look at a birth chart and figure out, and this has been mentioned very clearly in the ancient scriptures, ancient Vedic astrological scriptures given to us by the sages thousands of years ago. And by the way, all my videos, just to remind you, are a direct reference to the ancient scriptures. They are not a figment of imagination of any modern day astrologer. So the ancient scriptures say that in case the Karakansha Lagna, and we know that Karakansha Lagna is the zodiac sign where the Atma Karaka is placed in the D9 chart or the Navamsha chart. Okay, so the ancient scriptures say that in case the Karakansha Lagna does not have any relationship with any Shubha Graha or any benefic planet, and has a relationship only with malefic planets, then that person, you can look at the person's chart and say that he has been born out of something which is not legitimate. Okay, so in case the Karakansha Lagna, and we know that Karakansha Lagna is the place where Atma Karaka is placed in the D9 chart, if the Atma Karaka itself is a malefic planet, then this condition will not apply. Okay, it is only a case when the Atmakaraka placed in the D9 chart does not have any relationship with a benefic planet and has a relationship only with a malefic planet. Okay, in that case, you can, kind of determine, don't come to a conclusion because there are so many other sutras and shlokas, but you can determine kind of that the person whose birth chart you're looking at may not be born out of a legitimate relationship, so as to say. Okay, and when we say relationship, the main relationship is, of course, if there's a conjunction, a malefic conjunction, then of course there's a problem, red flag right there. Or if there's a conjunction of a malefic planet, that's another relationship. The third relationship also you could consider, but not as strongly as the first two which I've mentioned, is that if the Atmakaraka in the D9 chart is placed in a malefic zodiac sign, okay, or zodiac sign of a malefic planet, that's another relationship. But do not consider very strongly. The first two, the conjunction and the aspect, should be considered strongly. And also another relationship can be that you should look at the trikona or the trine signs from where the Atmakaraka is placed in the D9, and if malefics are placed there, then this kind of a relationship can be formed. Or you look at the Kendra houses from the Karakamsha, or where the Atmakaraka is placed in the D9, and if there are malefic planets placed there, then a relationship is formed and this condition gets fulfilled. But like I said, just take the first two, which is the aspect and the conjunction, as major indicators, and these two other things which I've mentioned can be considered later on, but it will not have such strong of an impact. Okay, so the condition once again says that in case the Karakamsha or the Atmakaraka placed in the Karakamsha has relationship with only malefic planets and not benefic planets, then that person may be born out of an illegitimate relationship. Okay, and I've just explained you how a relationship is formed. Conjunction, aspect, very important. But otherwise, look at the Rashi or the zodiac sign of Karakamsha. If it's a benefic Rashi, it's good. If it's a malefic, then this condition gets, if it's a malefic Rashi or zodiac sign, this condition gets fulfilled. Or if malefics are placed in the Kendra, which is the angle house, or Trikona, which is the trine houses from the Karakamsha, then if malefics are placed and no benefics are placed, then of course this relationship forms as well. Okay, and these conditions are fulfilled, then a person may not be born out of a legitimate relationship. All right, now the shloka further tells us that in case the malefic planets association, or who are associated with the Karakamsa or the Atmakaraka in D9, in other words, if those malefic planets are either Saturn or Rahu, then the world is going to know about that relationship. Meaning which, it could be a situation where a man is already married, and this was very prevalent in ancient times when there were no laws in place. A man could be married with a family, and then he goes out and makes another relationship with another woman and has children, and the whole world knows about it, and the law could not have done anything because there were no laws in place, like I said. Or even if there were laws, they were not enforced, and none of the parties was interested. So that is a condition which is applied here, that in case those planets which are forming a relationship with the Karakamsa Lagna are either Rahu or Saturn, then The whole world is going to know about it. And once again, I repeat, do not consider Atmakaraka, which is a malefic planet placed in the Karakamsha, obviously, to be considered for this kind of a combination. Say, for example, if Atmakaraka is a malefic planet and sitting in the D9 chart, it itself should not be considered a relationship with the malefic, So do not confuse on that. It could be Atmakaraka, could be either a benefic or a malefic, but it's only the association which has to be taken into consideration while determining this shloka. Okay, the association, if the association is malefic with the Atmakaraka on the D9 chart, then a person may not be born out of a legitimate relationship, and there are no benefic influences, there are no benefic relationships, then the person may be born out of an illegitimate relationship. But if these malefic planets which are associated with the Atmakaraka in the D9 chart are either Rahu or Saturn, the whole world is going to know about it. Okay, once again, I hope I'm making myself clear here. And in case other malefic planets are forming this relationship with the Atmakaraka and the D9 chart, or in other words, Karakamsa and the D9 chart, if there are other planets other than Saturn and Rahu, and other malefic planets could be Mars, Ketu, all right. If it is other than Rahu and Saturn, if it's Mars and Ketu which are forming this relationship with the Atmakaraka and the D9 chart, then the world may not even know about it, which means that it could be a legitimate relationship, or it could be a married couple, and this lady may have another relationship with a man, and neither the family nor the husband nor the society knows about it. And that is a situation when this malefic association is other than Rahu and Saturn, meaning which if the malefic association is with either Mars or Ketu, then it'll be kept a secret. Okay, but here you see the chart in front of you on the screen. The Atmakaraka is Mars here in the chart, and once again, since the Atmakaraka itself is a malefic planet, that does not matter in this combination. It is the aspects, is the relationship, is the conjunction, either through aspects or conjunction, or having other malefics in Kendra or Trikona to it, or being either in a malefic zodiac sign where the Atmakaraka is placed, that is going to form a relationship. That matters. Okay, so in this case, this is a birth chart of a very prominent personality whom the whole world knows that this personality was born out of a relationship of her father while he was married with another woman. Okay, so the whole world knew that this personality was born out of her father's relationship outside his marriage. So she was not given the legitimacy of the society. But in this case, why it is known to the society is, if you look at it, the planet Rahu is aspecting the Atmakaraka Mars here. Okay, and we just discussed about the shloka, that the shloka says that in case Rahu or Saturn are involved in the relationship with the Atmakaraka and the D9 chart, then the whole world is going to know about it, and this is the case. Now in this case, we also see here that the Atmakaraka is having a relationship with a malefic planet Rahu, and no benefic planet. And you're going to ask me, well, there is a benefic planet, Jupiter, sitting with Rahu, but in this case there's an exception, because Jupiter will not be able to do much here, because Jupiter with Rahu forms a Guru Chandala Yoga. Okay, so if Jupiter was aspecting it sitting somewhere else, if Jupiter was aspecting the Karakamsa Lagna sitting somewhere else, then of course this combination may not have held true, because it would be one planet aspecting the Karakamsa Lagna, which is Rahu, which is a malefic planet, and it would be another planet, Jupiter, aspecting the Karakamsa, which is a benefic planet. So this combination would be cancelled, and this person would not have been born out of an illegitimate relationship. But since Jupiter is sitting with Rahu here, it becomes even more malefic, because it forms a Guru Chandala Yoga. So that's one example. I would encourage you, if you have other examples like these, go out and test it on other charts, and then come to a conclusion yourself as to the correctness of this shloka. And hopefully you enjoyed this, and in the meanwhile I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website, there is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic in Vedic astrology in my next session very soon. Goodbye.